What's your name?
Clau. Clau.
Clau, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico. Oh, I love it. Mexico is one of those amazing places for food and nature and people. It's just a great country.
Yeah.
So, Lau, I'm Chip. I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
I try to speak up on behalf of animals. I try to be their voice. Do you think animals should be treated like objects?
No.
No. But do you think that when we farm them, when we slaughter them, we're treating them like objects?
Actually, as food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As food, but it's not food we need, it's food we want.
Exactly.
Right? So doesn't that
Exactly.
mean that we're objectifying them by us choosing to say, I don't really need it, so I'm gonna exploit and slaughter you?
Sorry?
So
Again?
when we choose to buy an animal product, we don't really care what the animal wants.
Exactly.
And if there was a form of necessity out of it, you could say, well, I wasn't treating them like an object. I understood they're individual, but I had to do it. But when there's no need for it, we cannot possibly respect their individuality by saying, I don't care what you want out of your own body or your own life.
Yeah.
I just want you to be impregnated, to be exploited, to be milked, and to be killed.
Yes. That's true.
Is that so? So do you think is that bad? Is that good? How do you see it?
I don't think necessarily that it's bad or good, but it is what we are used to, and it's like what the society taught us to do.
Yeah.
And we don't consider, as we've been doing that for long time, we don't consider like a sinner.
Have there been instances in our history where there have been stuff that we've been doing for a long time?
Yeah,
and
actually,
society thought they were normal. They
actually,
weren't actually
the
good.
ancestors, I think they used to eat less meat than we do nowadays.
So that's also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other things like throughout our society, have there been things that we did as a society that now we see them as injustices?
Sorry, again.
So have there been in our history things that we did in our society
Of
that
course,
we
always.
consider them normal and now we see them as injustices?
Yes, always.
Can you give me an example?
Wars, for example.
War? Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Women not having rights.
Exactly.
Slavery,
Exactly.
right?
All of that.
So all of
Actually,
these...
we live in a society based on the abuse of the less privileged,
We do. Yeah. Yeah, do you think...
How do rich get rich,
It's fucked up.
Exactly.
Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
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 But do you think that when we humans farm the animals, when we support it, we are exerting a form of abuse of power onto them?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And do you think we can choose to stop? Like, do you think we need to do it?
Yes, we can do that. There's proven many different options to give us the right amount of proteins and stuff that we need,
Yeah.
human beings. And it has not to be necessarily meat,
Yeah.
But the culture of meat is so huge that it's really hard to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's a educational thing.
Yeah. I mean, everything
Yeah.
that was so prevalent in society, that was so normalized, it was difficult, especially when if we look back, if you pick any moment in our time, for example, I don't know, maybe middle of the 1700s or beginning of 1800s, it looked like slavery is never going to end, but yet
Yeah.
eventually it did. So that doesn't mean we should give up or that we should not continue fighting for.
But I
For
think
there.
it takes years,
Yeah.
maybe decades.
Obviously, yeah.
But I think we've been making changes. We're getting more conscious about that. And also, I used to be vegetarian and vegan also.
Yeah.
And I think from when I started, like 15 years ago till now, you have a lot of huge of options,
Yeah.
And plus, the way we eat nowadays, it's really not really healthy. Everything affects us and give us illness and stuff.
Yeah. But what do you think, you as an individual, do you think you have some form of responsibility for what
Of
happens
course,
to animals?
yes.
Yeah.
Every time we choose what to eat and where to go, we are putting a vote on that.
Yeah. So what do you think you can do then?
Vote as my choose every time, you know?
Yeah. So
I mean, I used to practice a lot of activism back in the days, but life changed. Now you do different activism, so I don't know. This is.
are you vegan?
I used to be.
Used to be?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be vegan for you?
Well, I think it's a choose. It's an election for yourself,
But what is it?
What we're talking about, about to respect the consumption global system, because it's not even about. I care about the animals, of course, But it's not even about that. It's about the whole system.
No, being vegan is about the animals.
Yes, of course, but that represents like you are giving a chance to the whole system, you know, because we are like, consumption massive. So, I mean,
So being vegan is to animals what being a feminist is to women. It means respecting their rights at the end
yes,
of the day, right?
exactly.
It doesn't mean there's a system behind it. Like it's not an end all of all problems, right? It's not an end all of all forms of oppression. At the end of the day, I do think that what we do to animals is very reminiscent of what we do to ourselves also, like the form of oppression. We see them as different, therefore it's okay to oppress them. And I do think that if more people would be vegan and if we had this vegan philosophy of mind where we say sentient beings like animals should not be exploited even if they seem inferior or even if they are different to me, and I obviously think we would have less conflict between us because we would have way more similarities between us than we do with that we would with animals. But if you right now are consuming animal products, do you think going forward is there any way to live up to your own values where you say animals should not be treated like objects? That's wrong what we do to them. Do you think there's any way for you to live with your own values? Sorry, to be in line with your own values while still consuming animal products?
Yes, of course. And I think also there's two options. Either it's like, for example, sustainability nowadays. Back in the days, nobody cares about it. They thought it was a bunch of hippies, you know? And now, this country, for example, is pioneer in sustainability. So it's a matter of time and education. Either you choose by yourself or the government will start pushing you to do it, you know?
Or you mean like for the environment?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the animals, because I understand the environment, but if you ask me, I don't think we should be killing people if it betters the environment. Do you think we should be killing people if it's better for the
No.
environment? So in that same way, I don't think we should be killing animals if it's better for the environment. I think when it comes to rights, they come before all of these issues because they're individuals who are already born who, if their rights are being violated, we should stop doing that. So when it comes to animals, do you think that you can respect their rights while consuming animal products?
No.
No, of course not. So what is it that you want to do going forward? Do you think you want to continue violating their rights or?
No. But it sometimes it's hard, you know, because
Yeah.
honestly, vegan products are not easy. I mean, they are not cheap because it takes a lot of.
Do you live in Mexico?
No, I live in Spain.
In Spain?
Yeah.
Well, actually in Europe, vegan products are mostly cheaper. And being vegan as a whole, or being plant-based as a whole diet,
Yes.
it is cheaper.
Yes, but like I said, it depends on your lifestyle because
Yeah.
to be vegan, because I've been, it requires a lot of effort. You know, you have. I mean, I've done that, and it depends on what you are doing at the moment. But you gotta
But where
plan
does the effort come
yourself.
from?
You gotta plan yourself to buy certain things and stuff. You know, to
Doesn't
make
that mean with anything you buy for your home groceries? Like if you make groceries, why would buying vegan
Yes.
groceries be more difficult than buying regular groceries?
Yeah, because the system doesn't put us easy, you know? Maybe here in Amsterdam it's easy, you go to a store and you find it all. But in Spain, in some places, there's like, maybe it's not that easy to go
I've been
to
to
the
Spain. It's not that difficult.
grocery. I mean, it requires a conscience and a little bit of effort, you know?
At first, like
Then
this, so
when
like
you are used to,
after a
it's
month or
fine.
two, you're
Yeah.
fine, right?
Yeah.
Like so, you still live your life, but this any transition that you do in your
Yeah.
life, anything you do will
Yes.
require a little bit of effort at first. But,
I know.
But afterwards, it's the same. You live your life. Like I don't
Mhm.
put in a lot of effort to be vegan. I put in effort to speak up for animals as a animal rights activist. But to be vegan, I don't think there's any difference. Yeah, it was a month or so where I had to adjust, where I had to learn what to buy.
Exactly. We gotta. I believe we gotta be flexible. You know, not all the time we can to do everything perfectly 100%. You know.
So should we, from time to time, like abuse a woman?
No, come on, it's not the same.
Well, what do you mean? We can't be perfect, right? So if you're a feminist, I want to be a feminist, but from time to time I can't be perfect. I gotta abuse a woman from time to time.
Yeah, but you can't compare women with animals' life. I mean,
Well, I can because we're all animals, and I can. But I'm not comparing the women to. I'm comparing the sheer identity.
Yeah, but for example, the animals
the
eat the
absurdity of
animals.
saying I'm going to respect women's rights and I'm going to abuse some women in the process from time to time because I find it absurd to not abuse any women. And the same if you replace women with animals, like it's the same logical absurdity, right? I don't necessarily mean because. I can't say I respect an animal's rights by saying, well, from time to time, I'm just going to abuse an animal. I'm going to pay for an animal to be killed.
yeah. I get your point.
You get my point?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to be pushy or anything. I'm just trying to be clear and
Yeah, but I
clear
mean,
about it.
we are living in a society like the education is first.
Yeah.
So if you ask anyone, they won't care about to kill a chicken or to abuse a woman. It's like quite differently
Yeah.
in the level of society because it's not the same, you know.
No, but let me ask you this: do you think that?
And no wait, like, and I think we need a lot of education to understand that it's a human life, you know, like the animals.
Do you think when we do an action, we should judge the action based on what we get out of it, what our perception of it is, or based on the victim?
I don't get it.
So if I want to do an action, whatever it is, doesn't matter what the victim is. If the victim is an animal, a human, a woman, a child, whatever. Do you think I should care about how I perceive this action? Like I see it as okay, or I see it as not that big of a deal? Or do you think I should care what the victim feels about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you cares about what the victim feels about it, it's the thing that you are seeing about how to approach it, you know.
But how should
Because
we judge that action?
There's
From from my perspective or from the perspective of the victim?
well, it depends.
Depends.
It depends, yeah, because there's many causes. People are like fighting for many causes. Some are fighting for water, for pollution, for cars, for I don't know, you know, for plants, for birds.
But if I do an action, whatever action that is,
Uh-huh.
and there's a victim involved, should I judge whether my action is good or not based on my perception of it or the victim?
It depends on the action you do. Because if you are betraying the limits of another human being or affecting some others just to prove that you are fighting for a victim, maybe you are in a wrong place.
But in what situation should I no longer consider the victim? What action can I do where I can do whatever I want and not consider the perspective of the
The
victim?
point when you cross the line to affect other ones. Because that's my territory. If you are gonna make or try to hurt me because you are fighting for the animals or a victim, then you are crossing the line and you're affecting me now. For
Okay,
example.
so you don't understand
So,
what I'm saying.
no.
Let me be clear. So
Give me the action, for example.
Okay, so I really want to throw an apple. I just like throwing apples. They're the perfect weight. I like to play baseball and I like throwing apples. And if I throw an apple at the direction of a person, and obviously that person is hit, should I care what that person feels? Or should I care about, well, I got benefit from it. I threw an apple. I don't really care that it hit you.
Of course, you gotta think about the actions.
So should I care about what the victim feels of the action, or should I only care about what I feel?
No, for the victim.
For the victim.
Yes.
So the perspective of the victim matters, right?
Both.
Yeah. So
It can matter both.
So in that regards, when I was comparing animals or women or all this, when it comes to the victim side, whether you're an animal, a woman, or whatever you are, if you're sentient, you're going to be feeling the repercussions of that action. In other words, if I throw this apple at a woman, they're going to be feeling that apple hitting them. If I throw this apple at a dog, they're going to be feeling the apples being thrown at them. And they're both going to be in pain. And from their perspective, it's going to be just as bad. It's not going to matter whether I see the dog as inferior or the woman as superior.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on the action, because why you gotta throw an apple to somebody else? What's the point of wasting apples?
The same point that what we do with animal agriculture. There's no point. I make money
but
from it.
you
I get
cannot-
benefit from
you
it. Doesn't
cannot
matter.
Throwing apples just justifying to save a victim, because maybe in Somalia, I don't know, people they need apples.
But why not? I benefit from it. I work
Benefit from what?
from throwing apples.
Why?
I work out.
You work out.
Yeah.
But that's like selfish.
Yeah, but I benefit from it.
then you're not doing anything to the cause.
Okay. But if I do you see the metaphor that I'm trying to show?
Yes.
Because when I buy an animal product, I benefit from it also, but I don't care about the victim at all, do I?
Well, we think that we benefit because that's the culture we have. So we gotta
So if my-
change the education.
So
the
if my
we
culture if my culture was people throwing apples,
have, that
then
if
it
it's
would be okay.
normalized, it's okay because it's the culture. You know,
Oh, so if it's normalized, it's okay?
I'm not saying it's okay.
Okay.
When it's normalized, it's because people think it's normal.
people think it's normal, but that doesn't make it
that's
right.
regarding that it's okay. For example, when the slaveries were existing, people thought slavery was normal until somebody said, no, this is not good. And they changed their mind. They made laws and, educate people. So that's how it is in life.
Yeah, but it was never moral, was it? Slavery was never moral.
Moral.
Yeah, like right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then, by that matter, do you think consuming animal products is right or is it wrong?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Do you think you can stop?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. Well, thank you for having this conversation.
You're
with me. I'm not gonna peddle you too much. I'm gonna give you a card.
Okay.
There's a documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you can give that a watch? It just shows what animals go through.
I've seen a lot.
You've seen a lot.
Yes.
Do you think until you watch it, you can adopt a plant-based diet?
I think I always try to choose plants instead of meat. Yes.
You have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan for free.
Yeah. I will have my lunch vegan today.
Thank you. Have an
Take
awesome
care.
day.
Bye.
Bye.